Audio morning brief for the U.S. stock market at Mitch Boss of a critical point. Also got a level 3 alert here. And what we have is it's Thursday, August 1st, 10:37 a.m. Eastern Time. Sorry for such a delay here for the morning brief. Been working on the weekly update I'm processing right now, and we'll post in a few minutes here. All right, what we have is the stock market followed through to the upside from yesterday off the Federal Reserve. I think they were hesitant yesterday going into close where they said they put the market up so much. Was it already dialed in? They were wondering just how optimistic would the market be off of what the Federal Reserve said. So they hesitated. Overnight, they got a little more optimistic, started putting it up, but now they're already changing their mind. Even while interest rates are dropping, they're selling stocks. I think some of this might be the great rotation going on, but I also think it's some profit taking. In the small caps, mid caps, they're selling the Russell 2000 when they have been buying it gung-ho. It probably has nothing more than profit taking. But as you look at the weekly chart, it's looking as though it bumped its head for the S&P 500 cash on the 5-week average. That may be a negative sign, at least for chart reading, technical stuff. News-wise, it's really, I think, going to rapidly turn to watching earnings now into next week, specifically for high-tech stocks. And we're seeing at least some of the medical stocks on vaccines showing less profits, less business over in the EU, and they're hammering those stocks already. Moderna is being struck there. So it's a mixed picture when the stock market may be going higher into September, on into November, but it also can go lower into September. It can also go lower in August. And we're in that messy time of year of August, October, when most years it was lower. It did have problems. In election years, most years it was not lower, at least on average. I shouldn't say most. On average, it wasn't lower and was higher in November. But within that average, you could still have problems. So this is going to be a tricky time for us for quite some time. And at least today, it looks like it's backing off. So as I said yesterday, if we see it go below the opening price of this week of 5476.55, I'm concerned there'll be enough selling to put it back to the low of this week and last week, and we'll use last week's low. If it goes below last week's low, 5390.95, that will generate downside targets of around 5270s to 5200. I'm not sure it really deserves to go that low, and I question that, but that's something we will consider at the time. I also feel like that would put it back to, if it starts breaking that low, it's going below our fair valuation, okay? The weekly indicator acts bearish here. Now, as we move to the daily, and by the way, the NASDAQ is not as weak as the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones may be even weaker. So again, I think they're selling some of those other stocks they haven't normally bought in the last 2 years. All right, so something else to watch for S&P 500 is if it trades near 5,500, they're going to say, wow, you might as well fill yesterday's gap. So they might sell it all the way down to 5,440. Then they're going to be concerned, boy, maybe it's going to 5,400. If it goes below that, that's when those targets are going to be triggered of 5,300s down to 5,200, stuff like that. All right, and they're selling even while the interest rates are going down. That's a bit puzzling here. But again, I think they're selling the other stocks, all right? So if we move over to the MAG 7 index, they put it up. It's got a gap up. It's in another type of gap. They're starting to sell a little bit, but it's actually up for the day. So I'm not sure where entirely all this selling is coming from. If we go to NVIDIA was up on the day. Now it's off on the day. I think we're going to see lower prices, all right, for a little while at least. So as we go to, instead of the daily chart, I'll just go to the 6-hour chart here. We believe a level 4 top that was due overnight, late yesterday into this morning, is in place. It's a done deal. It should go lower now into a bottom late today on into tomorrow, and I favor lower into tomorrow. Okay? I think it's a down day. But it might bottom near the end of the day, and it can be up into Monday. If it's down into Friday, it can turn around and start up Friday, and it should also be up into Monday. Those are the two level 4 scenarios. Now, here's what's interesting. This may only be a level 4 within a level 3 uptrend. Level 4s are your day-to-day pops and drops, the intra-week fluctuations, and level 3s are the bigger, more important up and down move per month, during the month. And it's possible this level 4 top today is a level 3 top. And it's possible the lowest price of this week, the low of the week, was a level 3 bottom. If so, this market can go down into next week, even beyond into the following week. Next week can be a down week. We have to consider we could be in this seasonal sloppiness. Earnings may not go so well, and they're going to pound this market for a while yet. Because if it's lower beyond next week, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle for the rest of August. Even if it bounces September, I think it's back down in October. In other words, you're going to start building larger downtrends. Something else developing. Now, we may see that if this market puts the brakes on today and doesn't come down much at all, it may be higher on Monday, Tuesday for a next level 4 top, and that's the true level 3, and then it's down anyways, but would have less time to go down. Okay? So we got that dilemma. Is the level 3 today? Is it Monday, Tuesday? I'm going with today until we see it higher than today's high. Okay? Then we'll say, okay, let's give it one more shot Monday, Tuesday. If it's higher by Thursday of next week, we got something different going on. We got a new bullish move, and August might actually be an up month instead of a go nowheres to down month. All right? So I'm calling a level 3 here for very short-term traders and extreme short-term traders. But if you're also nervous something larger is going on, this might be yet another sell opportunity because it might even go lower than what it went this week and last week, and might surprise everybody just how low it's going to be and what kind of news we get along the way. Right at the moment, we're not forecasting that kind of news. We can't see it. It'll have to surprise us to the downside. All right, but at least we can see the market is turning around. But again, it may only be just starting a little bit of a setback before going higher, all right? So at any rate, that's our best forecast, is give this a chance to at least back off a little before going higher this month or higher next week. But just keep in mind, we can run into some other problems where in August can actually be a down month, or part of August can be a down month. So level 3 sell signal right now, level 4 sell signal. Again, the level 4 may only last for a few hours. And by Monday or Tuesday, we may see the market higher than today. So the level 3 would not have worked, but we're probably going to take one last shot and start over and try for another level 3 sell signal early next week. But if late next week it's still higher, we're going to flip the other way and say, listen, we'll still keep coming all these small, fast, short sell signals, but we're going to have an overall bullish bias for a while, that we may actually want to be bullish into September. I think the Federal Reserve stuff did imply there's a rate hike coming, but it's not guaranteed, and I think it's too far out. It's not till mid-September that the Fed can lower rates. I think we got some issues here along the way of other factors that can knock this market around, at least make it spongy, sloppy, fuzzy for a while. But I'm more concerned of they're going to wipe out the upswing this week. Also in the weekly update, I'm discussing something that's gone on for nearly 100 years that's ending, and what's going to be the next 100 years, and how the election is a critical point moment. All right. And then I also review all this minor long-term stuff and some of the global stock indexes of what's going on for them in the next 6 to 8 months. How does that all tuck into what I think is a global and U.S. bull market into the year 2026? But I'm trying to be helpful here of some of the problems along the way. Thank you.